Hello, I'm Jason Buck. I work with estate properties and I'm in my office, so it's a little echoey. But I wanted to give you a market recap for the week of June 12th to today, June 19th. And in the corner over here is my bird box. If you see something fly in there, that's a western bluebird. If you didn't know, I teach a course about the history of Palos Verdes. I find it absolutely, totally fascinating what Vanderlip created when he bought Palos Verdes in 1913 and how he created the Palos Verdes project, which turned into Palos Verdes Estates. It was the first planned community in the US. It was the first time a city had a homeowners association that had architectural control over the properties. And I'd love to get deeper into this with you if you're interested. I teach my course to realtors who have come into the area and don't understand some of these rules and ways to, there's a completion and compliance report. There's different reports and things that you need to know in this city. As well as in Rolling Hills, they also have a homeowners association. So there's things to know about and why you would want to use a local agent. Anyways, when I was teaching the course, I learned that the western bluebird is being forced out by the sparrow, which came from Europe. And I thought, well, that's not fair. And I'm proud to say that over the last 3 years, people that have now had these boxes in their yard for a couple of years, this year, they're actually getting the birds in them. So anyways, that's a little bit of a segue. I have squirrel syndrome and I sometimes take a segue, and I just did. So let's get into it. Currently, there were 66 total listings, or 60 total listings that have in our little analysis today. 33 are active, so a little less than last week. We've been pushing 41, and the week before 36, and then 11 price reductions out of that 33 active homes. Couple new ones that hit the market that I'm somewhat excited about. 109 Via Ardea. That's in the Valmonte section. Cute home, small, really small, priced right around 1.9, but cute. And Valmonte has been a very desirable area. Another one that was in Lower Malaga Cove, 556 Via Media, kind of works as a 2-bedroom. They have 2 rooms up top, and then they really do have an ADU down below. Stairs in between, no direct access from the room below back up. So kind of a weird way to say whether or not it's a 3-bedroom, because you go outside, it's kind of different. But a video here below, the house was very clean, upstairs was very nice, good view, and you could walk to the beach. You're just so close to the original school that was built in 1925 in Lower Malaga Cove, but also the trail to Rat Beach. So that's a nice property. And then really the favorite that just popped out was Avenida de Calma, located in the Lower Crest neighborhood. Big view, pretty good sized house, very well priced. That's going to be interesting to see how quickly they sell and what number they get because of the way the market's been going. So overall, if I were to summarize, homes are sitting on the market longer. Prices have come down quite a bit. We're not seeing an average of 1,000 a square foot anymore at all. In fact, a lot of homes are down at 900 or under for things that are nice. And if it needs work, we're looking well down into the 8s or even less. So the numbers have really dropped quite a bit, and that's pretty consistent, as well as days on market be taking a little bit longer. If I look into things that have sold, in escrow right now, Conqueror, that was a good deal. That was in the Seaview neighborhood, but on the southern side, so away from any of the landslide. But it does really seem that the landslide is affecting home buyers and their confidence in the area, because that at 1.5 was a pretty good deal, but it took a while, 129 days, and it's likely that the buyer got it for less. We'll see how that goes out. I was also surprised to see 709 Via Samonte, which was a new build, very, very modern and not totally done. I mean, like, it was a lot of cement and it feels modern, right? But also like a little, not quite warm and fuzzy, just because of the way that the construction and things, and maybe it wasn't completely done. And I'm sure someone could make that nice. It was in escrow at around 5, but it took 143 days. Let's see here. So And then if we look at what's sold, 39 Ranch View, pretty nice house, 5 days on the market. I mean, that was one that was priced right, sold right. 2736 Via Victoria just closed sale for 6.8 after 242 days. So a little bit all around the hill and what's happening. And, you know, there's some new listings coming up that are looking pretty exciting. And some things that just popped, you know, there's another one on Solana that just came out, 4145, priced at 3.99. So we are seeing some bigger numbers, but we're also seeing some things sell. I am happy to give you the current market and also really looking at what's sold. I think that's really smart. To see what went into escrow and how fast. Like that Cedar Bluff 28433 Cedar Bluff was priced at 2.3 and it went in a week. So when you price it right, it sells pretty quickly. And I know those agents are doing a good job on that one. It looks like 1329 Gabriel finally went, Via Gabriel went pending after 54 days. I know that one popped in and out. That was over at the 2.9 price range. Oh, and then we did see a sale on Chuckwagon, the one that listed under 4, go into escrow. So there are some things moving. It's just, you really got to look at days on market and where it was priced and look at the comps. So if you'd like me to send you the comps, just let me know, drop an email or give me a text. And I can send that and have a more in detailed discussion about these properties and the values. If I were to make a projection, they did not change interest rates the other day. They met just a few days ago. So interest rates are still high in relative speaking. If we get down under 6.5 or closer to 6, we'll find the market being more active. I don't see all the properties on the market really reflecting that. Some of them that are coming out are still a little bit high in price, and they're gonna sit. I also really wanna see more activity where homes are open and available, and sometimes the agents aren't necessarily making them available, which kind of boggles me. Like, why don't we expose these things to the marketplace and get the people through? Because historically speaking, the word of thought was, the more people through, the more chances you have an offer, the more offers you have, the better price you'll get. But the buyers are really picky, and they have reason to be, as the inventory has been a little shifty. But we're seeing now homes that are priced right selling fairly fast, like under a week, whereas the average days on market is easily 2 to 3 weeks. What else? I do have some stuff coming up. I can't quite talk about it yet. They're not ready. I think it's going to be a very interesting fall, especially if we get to that third quarter and they do decide to drop interest rates. There's also still a lot of speculation in the worldwide format of what's happening out there, which really affects market confidence. So unless it's a screaming deal, I think buyers are just happy to sit and wait. There was another home that we talked about last week on Rue de la Pierre. That's a gorgeous home. I'm going back to actives. This is a nice property, priced at around 2.2. Good area, needs some work. Is it going to go that fast? I think people are, watching it because there's great value there, and we'll see how that one shakes out. There's a couple others with really good value on my YouTube channel. I really tried to get the homes out that I think are interesting and actually show them to people that don't have time to come visit the house. And if you want to engage in a conversation about those with me, please do so. I'm ready to work for you. So that's kind of a summary. Today was a little bit jumbled. There's a lot to do, but I'm happy to be available for you when that time comes. And I haven't seen a bird yet, but I haven't been watching. But if you want a picture of the birds, let me know. And thanks a lot. Make it a great day.